Godzilla is still alive.
The other monster the ancient people said would appear must be Godzilla.
Hello again, everybody. This is Phil the Kaiju King from my collection room in Greater Cincinnati. And in this video, this is kind of a rehash video of my very first video I ever did on my channel. Back then I was having some audio issues and some video issues, but I've improved my camera and my mic tremendously since then. And I went back and watched some of my older videos, and you can't even hear what I'm saying, and I'm embarrassed by that, and I apologize to everyone. So I'm going to rehash some of those, and the first one I'm going to do is my very first video. And it pertains to two custom Godzilla 1974 custom-made figures that I had commissioned through Mark Sangyang. I will bring them forth one at a time, and we'll get the first one right now. Alright, here we're back, and this is the first of two custom Godzilla 1974 30 centimeter scale that I am doing a rehash video on. And this is the what I call the Godzilla Puzzled Godzilla 1974. He is basically, it depicts the scene when the fake Godzilla, Mechagodzilla, is at the refinery destroying everything, and the real Godzilla shows up, bursts up through the warehouse or what have you. And when he first sees the fake Godzilla, he kind of tilts his head and cocks his head in puzzled bewilderment. And this is what this figure is representing with the cocked head. I call it the Puzzled Godzilla. So it's a really nice figure. But that is from that scene. That's one of the most epic scenes in that movie, in the Showa era, the unveil of Mechagodzilla. And they have it's a short battle there at their first meeting, but it's a powerful battle, and they both do damage. I think Godzilla got the worst of the damage in that battle, but they definitely took some wear on each other in that very short battle they had in their first meeting. As far as this figure, it is all my customs from Mark are made of epoxy clay, and this one is no different. And basically his tail form and goes straight down, touches level, and then pretty much goes straight back up behind him up. It's kind of like a U almost. As far as the sculpt of the tail, like I said, it goes pretty much straight back behind him. The dorsal small plates on the tail are with the silver paint, which is what they were on the suit in the movie. And the nice tree bark skin you can see on the tail, sculpted by Mark. Very nicely done. These are heavy. They do have weight. They are heavier than your X Plus 30 centimeter figures by quite a bit. So they do have some significant weight difference to those. On to his feet and everything. His toenails are a very dull, darkish gray. Three toes on his feet, just like the suit. Very dull, darkish gray. He has nice proportioned legs. Nice tree bark skin on the legs and in the upper torso as well. His finger claws are also the darkish gray in tone. Really nicely done. Tree bark skin encompasses his whole body all the way through, from his tail to his head, which is the traditional for this Godzilla, this suit. His dorsal plates are nice silver on the outer tips, with the black texture on the inner, with some silver also in there, and lined in the inner parts of the plates. His outer rows of plates are all silver. As far as his head, his eyes are a white with a black pupil. Pretty intense look on his face. Nose is nice and stubby like this Godzilla's was. Nice texture on his face, sculpt and everything, and on his nice tree bark on his head. He has some sculpted teeth in there that look pretty good too. It's overall a very nicely done figure. I did get this from him in early last year, I believe 2018. But it's nicely done, and very impressive sculpt by Mark. Highly recommend. If you need or want a Godzilla, he is a very talented person. Hopefully X Plus does us right with this guy and gives us a nice 30 centimeter 1974 Godzilla. Would be nice to have that in everyone's collection. I know the X Plus group would love it, so for sure. Alright, I will go on to the second custom sculpt in my 1974 Godzillas, and we will do that right now. Alright everybody, I'm back. I have the custom Godzilla 1974 battle damaged version with Mechagodzilla's missiles stuck on him. Lots of blood on this sculpt. This is the one last week when I did the live stream with Leslie Chambers, and I said I'd love to see this thing exactly in a gigantic sized series figure, and he said I was morbid. I appreciate that, Leslie. This would be the one figure that I would, if I asked X Plus to do, this would be the one that I would ask him for, the Battle Damage 74. As far as this scene in the movie, when I watched this the first time as a kid, I watched this, and before this, Mechagodzilla kept shooting him in the neck with his laser, and they eventually busted him open, and he was spewing blood out his neck like crazy, and he let off a real high-pitched squeal. And the next thing you know, he made another trip around because Mechagodzilla was flying in the air above him, and he shot all pumped him full of missiles. And if you watch the movie, these placement of these missiles is pretty accurate to the movie, and there are 7 punctured in Godzilla here, and the blood and the missile placement and everything, and the blood on the mouth, it's all pretty close to the film in my opinion. But when I watched this as a kid and I seen all this blood on Godzilla, my thought was, oh my God, Godzilla's gonna lose, that was my first thought. But he managed to pull it out in the end. It was a great film, had many great epic scenes, and these two sculpts are from epic scenes in the film in my opinion. As far as the sculpt, it's pretty similar tail-wise as the puzzled Godzilla. His tail goes down level and then comes up and curls off slightly to his left, but pretty much straight back. Nice sculpting of the tree bark skin on the tail. Of course, the plates, small plates on his tail are all silver. Plates on his back are outer strictly silver. Inner is the textured with the black. Small rows on either side of his back are also pretty much straight up silver, but they're all nicely done. Both sides of his plates are really good. As far as his feet go, very same painting, same as the puzzled Godzilla. Three-toed feet, dark dull gray, dirty gray coloring. Same textured skin, same size pretty much as the 74 puzzled Godzilla here. Nice tree bark skin. Up here on his chest, of course, we got all kinds of craziness going on with the damaged the missile stuck in him with the blood all over. A nice depiction of the blood, in my opinion. Everything good there. On his hands, they're kind of down to the side, which in that movie, in the scene when he's standing up and he has the missiles in him, this is kind of the pose he had, like this. So, but his fingernails are all the same dirty gray, darkish dirty gray. Really nicely done. All the tree bark skin from his tail all the way up to his head, very nicely defined. As far as his head, eyes are the same, the white with the black pupils. Pretty intense look on his face, but he looks like he's been through a rough day with this sculpt for sure. He has the blood on his lips and here on the side of his mouth and on his front lip and on the other side, and I'm pretty sure Mark got that really accurate with the way it is on his face, but it's really nicely done. If you look at this thing on all angles, same with this one, the head sculpt is really fantastic. The textures on the cheeks and stuff, and then the tree bark skin on the top of his head. So it's a really, really nicely done figure. From one of the most epic scenes in the movie when I thought it was Godzilla's end. So really nicely done. These both are great additions to my collection. And I didn't do them justice with my first video. I had with my audio issues and my poor quality of video, so I thought I would go back and redo some of these to give them justice, because they deserve the justice of it. But these are both really nicely done, and highly recommend these to add to anyone's collection. It would be great additions. I will proceed to this point to some size comparisons with these guys, and we'll do the first one right away. Alright everybody, I'm back. Of course, I had to bring forth the baddie of the baddest in the movie, the Mechagodzilla. Original Mechagodzilla, the best Mechagodzilla. Mechagodzilla 1974, 30 centimeter X plus. This is the one with the base, so I didn't bring his base because it's a pain in the butt to try to put all that on here, on my turnstile here, so I'm hoping that I can just get him to stay. But they look really good together, I believe. Turn this very slowly so he don't fall, hopefully, Mechagodzilla. But they're nice in size, I believe. Mark does a pretty good job with the scaling of these. I wanted 30 centimeter, and as you'll see by my size comparisons, they're right in that ballpark for sure. These three look really good together, in my humble opinion. Alrighty, we'll go on to the next size comparison right now. Alright everybody, I'm back. I've brought forth Godzilla's good buddy Anguirus. He was in the film for a couple times at the very beginning, and down through the movie when he was trying to stop the imposter Godzilla, and he got his butt kicked in that particular scene. But you can see he does pair well and scale well with these custom made figures here. very nicely pairing, I believe. Poor Angus in that movie, I felt bad for him. He really took a beating from the imposter Godzilla, or Mecha Godzilla in disguise. He busted him up pretty good, bloodied him up, bloodied his mouth, and gave him a hard way to go. And poor Angus didn't deserve all that, but it just, I agree with the guy in the movie. Something's wrong. Why would Godzilla beat up his friend Angus? I mean, yeah, that's exactly right. So, but great scaling here. This is the 30 centimeter X Plus Angus 1968. So very nicely done once again. Alrighty, we'll move on to my next size comparison right away. Alright everybody, I've brought forth the 30 centimeter Godzilla 1995 Burning Godzilla, and Dogzilla is here for size comparison. But this is the 30 centimeter Godzilla 1995. You can see they do pair up rather well, in my opinion. Very nice sizing. You can see this is a pretty big 30 centimeter figure, and these are just shy shorter of the Burning Godzilla. So as you can tell, they definitely are in there with the 30 centimeter line. There's no doubt about that, just by looking at this right here, because the Burning Godzilla 30 centimeter is really a pretty big, hefty 30 centimeter figure in the line. So this should really give some comparison. And I do always like to bring up X Plus figures with these customs so that people can get a grasp of just the sizing of them, with the hopes that they have these 30 centimeter X Plus Godzillas in their collection, hopefully, and it'll help with the scale reasoning on these. Alright, I have one more size comparison, and we'll go to that right away. Alright everybody, I'm back. My final size comparison is the final Goji 30 centimeter, the Godzilla X Plus Godzilla 2004 from Final Wars, the 30 centimeter scale. You can see my customs are actually taller than him, but he isn't the biggest 30 centimeter figure X Plus wise to begin with anyway, but looks pretty nice though, I would say, in my opinion. I think X Plus did a really superior fine job on this figure too. I like this one. I've seen the 25, but I like this one better. To me, it's more of an athletic pose on this guy. Depicts his athleticism in the movie, which was absurdly crazy, but entertaining nonetheless. But this is the X Plus 30 centimeter Godzilla 04, the final Goji, with my two custom Godzilla 74's. They look cool together, in my opinion. Alrighty, we'll go to my final comments, closing comments on these, and we'll be right to that right away. Alright everybody, I'm back. My closing comments on these is I love these two things. They're great. I did get both of these last year. I think I got them right around the same time, actually, really close together. Mark, I commissioned this, and he made this one as well, and I seen it, and I was like, oh man, that looks like when the refinery battle with Mecha Godzilla, and he was like, yep, that's what it's from, and the cocked head. It's the cocked head / puzzle Godzilla is what I call it. So, but I went ahead and purchased that one as well because I liked it so well. But they're both really nicely done by Mark. I would highly recommend his work to anyone that would consider him. He does quality stuff, and really amazing artist, to be honest. I will bring the camera closer here very shortly for a close-up of these two. And I want to thank everyone, and I apologize again for my early videos and the audio issues and stuff I had. That's why I'm going back and rehashing some of these to hopefully give a better representation of what these are, and so everybody can see them better, hear me better, explanations and all. So that's why I want to do that. I want to make things right on some of my previous videos. I will be rehashing others as well. So, but I would like to thank everyone for your time and your attention. And this is Phil the Kaiju King. I'll be signing off, and you all have a wonderful day.